Good morning. I've got my hat on, I've got my running gear on. You know what that means. It is fitness fragrance review time. And what one are we looking at today? Well, we are looking at another Lush fragrance. This one here, Lush Cocktail. Yes, not really mentioned this one before, but actually it came out in 2004, so over 20 years ago, which seems quite bizarre for Lush fragrances. I never think they've been around that long. But yeah, it's quite unbelievable to say that's lasted the test of time, and it's still very much readily available. So if you haven't seen the fitness fragrance review before, essentially I'm going to do a morning workout. So I'm going to go for a run, walk to the gym, do a gym workout, walk back, all while wearing this fragrance. We're going to rank it on 5 categories. So we're going to look at its price / value for money, its versatility, so how much you can use in different situations. Can you dress out, dress it down? We'll also look at its projections, how much I noticed it during my run. And obviously we'll talk about how much it fills up a room later. I'll do a room spray test to see if anyone would notice it if they walked in. We'll talk about its compliment factor and also its longevity, so how long it lasts. And I'll have a shower at the gym and just see if you can still smell it after my workout and my shower. So what I'm going to quickly do though, before I do all that, I'm going to talk about the note breakdown. What is actually in this fragrance? Okay, so this is quite a big note breakdown for Lush. Again, as I said, a lot of modern fragrances, they don't release a huge amount of the notes in their fragrance. They don't like to reveal what's in it, probably because they don't want it to be cloned. But maybe because this is a slightly older school fragrance, they release a little bit more at the time. So there's a little bit more depth to this one, and I'll tell you what I can detect. But anyway, let's look at the top sort of part of the fragrance. It's got a lot of citrus in. So you've got bergamot and orange flower. You certainly pick up the orange here. It's a nice earthy orange. It's not like a real sweet, fruity one. Very earthy, a bit more naturalistic, which sort of lends to Lush, which they always do real nice, high quality oils, and that's what you get from this one. But it's definitely the orange you pick up. Then you've got the florals in the heart. So you've got yang yang, jasmine, rose, lavender, and geranium. This isn't strong on things like rose, which can be a really heavy note. Definitely get a bit of that yang yang jasmine, which gives it that slight more feminine edge, let's say. And geranium gives it a little bit of that retro throwback vibe. And I'm certainly getting that a little bit more of a dated, heavy, dark floral smell. But yeah, it's certainly detectable in this one. And I suppose you do get lavender, but again, it's not a really clean lavender. Don't think of this as clean washing. It's a lot darker, it's a lot heavier than that. Again, smells a lot more naturalistic, like you're out in nature, that type of lavender. And then you've got some warm, spicy and woody components to this fragrance: cinnamon, oak moss and sandalwood. You could look at that and say it gives a bit of a masculine edge. I do certainly think it makes it more unisex, which we'll talk about in more detail later. But out of the 3 there, I certainly pick up the cinnamon. You definitely get that little bit of cinnamon spice. And yeah, it's very pleasant to me. It's not like that real gourmand cinnamon though. It's much more on that spicy, real spicy range. So almost you can feel it up nostrils. But it's nice. It's very pleasant. And I don't think it really lends itself to the name though. I think when you hear the word cocktail, you're obviously thinking of like a nice summer drink. It doesn't have that. It's a lot more darkness to this. I would have expected to be some patchouli in this, maybe some vetiver, just to bring a little bit more, to understand why that earthiness is in this fragrance. But if you're really looking at the notes that they've mentioned, what I can detect, it's certainly that orange with the florals and then the cinnamon in the base. You don't really get that barbershop fougere vibe with the oak moss. And I think the sandalwood probably just ties this whole fragrance together. Maybe adds a little bit more of the sparkle to the fragrance. But what we're going to do now, we're going to head out for a run. So I'm going to do the first 2 categories on my run: price / value for money, and also its versatility. So yeah, time to stop putting off. Let's head out there. It's going to be dry today. Yes. Oh, the difference of not running in the storm. I think it was called Storm Chandra yesterday when I did my Chelsea morning review, the Lush perfume. Today it's nice and still and it's not going to rain. And we're doing, of course, another Lush perfume review, this time cocktail. So the price you would have just seen for it on their website is £85. That feels really, really expensive, considering we were saying Chelsea morning's £40. This has got to be one of their most expensive. And let's look at the positives with this one. Let's look at the good points with this. It's a high quality scent. It's got that Lush high quality DNA. You can tell it's decent oils, you know, good concentration of perfume oil in it. And obviously we'll talk about like projection and stuff later, but you can see that it's certainly going to last a little bit longer than your average, you know, cheap sort of over toilet body spray. It's definitely got a bit more about it than that, a bit more kick. It's also interesting when you look at the notes in this, you know, it's got that earthy orange smell, and I really like that, and it's got that slight spice. And Terre d'Hermès came out a couple of years after this one, and that was 2006, that one, and it's again got that vibe. They've both got that earthy orange vibe. They don't smell the same, but it shows that was obviously popular in its time. In fact, this came out in 2004 and it's still around now, so it must be doing something right, even if it is expensive. But then I look at the downsides. Look, the name's Cocktail. And for me, if I wanted this to smell a little bit more expensive, when I think of a cocktail, I think of an element of a boozy note. Look, the notes in this are really nice, they're quality, but they haven't got a lot of complexity. It's quite, again, Lush is all about simplicity done well. But I think a boozy note in this could have just taken it to that next level where I think this smells like a real statement, like a Lost Cherry, where I'd say this smells a bit more like £100, £200 fragrance. You know, it's got lovely citrus notes in it, lovely floral notes, and, you know, a little bit of spice and woodiness in the base. But I don't think they have that extra wow factor. You know, it's just really, really nice, very high quality. But I think that name, Cocktail, could have just had that boozy element to really make it feel like a statement scent. It's a very, very nice scent. It's very good, but it's not great. That's how I see it with this one. And again, I feel like the notes, you can detect them all really well. They're well blended. But I just think they needed a bit more oomph of that. They needed something else just to take it to that next level. It's like a football team that's second. It just needs that star signing to take it to the top to win the league. I think a boozy note would have done that. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's about right. If you like this scent DNA, I don't think you're going to feel ripped. I don't think you'll feel ripped off anyway because it is high quality. But I don't think you'd want to pay any more. So I think that's a fair score for that one. 8 out of 10. On to versatility. Okay then, so on to versatility. How much can you dress Lush Cocktail up, down, different ages, different occasions, different seasons, all those things? Well, what I would say is, as you'd expect from Lush, it's probably slightly more feminine, particularly with those florals that you have in the heart, your jasmine, yang yang, geranium, definitely gives it a little bit more of a feminine edge. But in the base as well, the fact it's got a bit of spice, a bit of woods, it means it's a unisex fragrance. Overall, it's a unisex fragrance, just leaning ever so slightly feminine. Now, when would I wear this? When do I think is the best occasion for this? Well, again, like Terre d'Hermès, I think it's got enough versatility about it. That earthy orange in the opening definitely gives it a little bit of versatility. It's, you know, I think transition seasons are the best because you've got the citrus, you've got the florals, which you might think are more, you know, those sort of summery spring times, and then those spices and woods, you might think of more full winter. The strength of it, the quality of the oils, I think means it can cut through the cold, and it will definitely work well in the winter time as well. On a cool morning like today, it's not frosty, not really cold. I think it works well. I think the only time it doesn't is on a hot summer's day. It'll be too cloying, it's too strong. I think it has got that element of class and sophistication about it. It's not juvenile, it's not really fruity. As I said, it goes more into that earthiness with the citrus in this. And I think a younger person's going to find that a little bit harder to pull off. For me, this is someone who's sort of 30 and up. Smart casual wear, that it's not something I'd wear with sort of sports clothes, and I think the earthy orange in it doesn't feel like it's got enough depth and complexity, as I was saying earlier, to feel like a real dress-up scent. But in the day, an office, climate-controlled environment, perfect. Signature scent potential, perfect. I think transition seasons are perfect for signature scents, and I think this ticks the box. But I don't think it's going to be wrong in any occasion. I think the worst it'll ever be is if you're doing a workout like I am, maybe in a gym and you're getting hot, it's going to be really cloying. But I think a lot of people around you are going to notice this one, they're going to say good things about it, and it's got that sort of dark floral component about it, which brings a slightly mysterious vibe, which I think will be good for things like date nights as well. So versatility here is pretty good, and for that reason I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's really nice, and I think that extra strength it has just gives it that extra point for me, where it can work in the winter time as well. For 30 and up, men, women, rock it. It's a good scent. When we get back, we will talk about projection. How much am I actually noticing on my run? I'm talking about the strength of it. Am I actually noticing it though during this workout? So run done. Finally, my knee is getting better. It's been worrying me a little bit, I must admit. It's time to spray my room now and test for projection. So we're going to do a room spray test. So I'm going to spray 10 times. And then I'll come upstairs in 10 minutes after I've had my coffee. Obviously, in that time, I'll talk about how much I noticed the fragrance during my run. And then when we come up, we'll just see essentially how much it's filled the room. So if a colleague comes in, a friend came in the office, essentially, would they notice the fragrance? As a family member notice it at home as well. Also going to spray my arm, so it's just gone 9:15. I'll be leaving the gym about 12:15. So in about 3 hours' time, hopefully I'll still be able to see if I can notice the fragrance. I've got a good feeling this is going to do well on longevity today. So yeah, let's head downstairs. Let's talk about projection during my run and yeah, how much I actually noticed it. Black coffee after a run, that is always my treat. So projection during my workout. How much did I notice Lush's cocktail during my run? Well, quite a lot during the first half. And the one thing I really pick up from this is that earthy orange. So again, if you like Terre d'Hermes or probably more closely to this one, Lush Karma, that's what you get from this. It does give you that sort of vintage throwback vibe, a bit of a licorice smell. I do like the spice in it. I have to say the cinnamon in this isn't overpowering. It's done well, but it's definitely got that floral edge. And I think that's what gives it the projection. Florals can be quite strong, and with that orange smell, it was there. It didn't feel necessarily right for a workout, if I'm being honest with you, but if you're just going to work for the day, I think it's absolutely fine. As we said earlier, it's got signature scent potential, and I'm expecting big things here. I think this is definitely going to fill up a run. So once I finish this coffee, we'll head upstairs, and yeah, we'll see if it's going to get a good score on projection. Is it going to be a room filler? Is someone going to walk into your office and go, wow, you smell good? I'm hoping with this one, that is going to be the case. Okay, up we go. So, back to work tomorrow, so give my legs a rest for a couple of days, but they feel a lot better. So I can't smell it at the top of the stairs. But I can definitely smell it as I've come in the room. Now it's not overpowering. It's not as strong as I was expecting. Chelsea Morning was definitely stronger by Lush than this one. But it's there and it's noticeable. And what I like with this, again, it's got that little bit of mysterious vibe about it. It's like a dark floral. And I think people are going to want to explore it a bit further. So even though if it's not real, like top level on projection, I think that's quite a good thing with this. I think people are going to, even if you just catch a little hint of it, they're going to go, oh, there's something that smells really nice in here. And what I would say is Lush fragrances can be quite gourmand. This one smells like a fragrance. This one isn't real gourmand. This is like a top quality scent. And I think that is reflective of its price. They've made this one smell like an actual serious fragrance that any designer niche brand could have pulled off and said, yeah, this is a good fragrance. So what do I give it then for projection? It wasn't super strong during my run. It's not super strong now, but it's not bad. So I'm going to go 7.5. I think that's a fair score with this one. I think it could be a little bit overpowering if it was too heavy anyway. I think it's not divisive though, but I just think it would be a little bit too strong if it was 10. If it was 10 out of 10, I'd probably be saying it was too much. But look, it's going to probably, if I sprayed about 10, 15 times on my clothes and someone sit next to me, it's 9:30 nearly now. I think it would certainly fill a room until at least 11, 12 o'clock. So yeah, 7.5. It's not going to overpower and it's not going to offend anyone. I think it's fine. So what we'll do now, we'll head to the gym. We'll talk about compliment factor on the way down. So do I think this is a compliment getting fragrance? And has my brother had any experience? He told me about any experience of this. And yeah, just in general, do I think it's a scent that can get good comments? The compliment factor for Lush cocktail. Do I think this is a compliment getting fragrance? Well, it's one of those. Yes, I do. I definitely think it is. Because again, if you look at the notes, you've got florals, you've got, cinnamon in it, you've got the nice orange opening. It's not particularly daring notes. They're recognisable notes that are in a lot of compliment-getting fragrances. But it's just not that sort of scent I'd think I'd buy for compliments. If someone said to me now, recommend 5 fragrances for compliments, this just isn't that one. It's got that little bit of retro feel about it. And it's more one of those. It's not really a seductive type scent. It's more one where you go, you smell elegant, classy, sophisticated, and yeah, a little bit more grown up. And I think it has definitely got a mysterious vibe about it, where people will almost want to explore it a bit more. And it's just definitely unique. It's got that uniqueness. And I always think compliment getting fragrances on the whole, when you think of what people recommend, it tends to be the safe, recognisable ones like your Dior Sauvages and again, more those vanilla caramel type scents rather than this sort of earthy orange type scent. But it's definitely got something about it that, makes you want to keep smelling it. It has got that slight uniqueness that makes it seductive. And I said mysterious, sometimes being a bit mysterious can be quite an attractive trait. And I think that's what this has got while smelling high quality. I think the quality will get you compliments as much as anything else. And I'm pretty certain through the longevity of this bottle, someone would say good things about you. So yes, I would say it is, but I think that's more on its quality than potentially its sort of scent profile. So for that reason, I'm going to say, it's tough for this one. I'll go 7.5 again. Again, I wouldn't recommend it to buy it for compliments, but I think you certainly would get them. It's just not that sort of profile of scent, but I think it'd be an underrated one. I think I'd get more on this than maybe I expect, but you've got to be the right personality for this. If I'm wearing gym clothing like this, it's probably not the scent for that. If you're someone who dresses really well, maybe wear like a nice dress, and yeah, you know, just a nice sort of blazer or a roll neck jumper. I think that's what it will suit best, and that will probably be the, you know, the best scenario to get compliments in it. I'd probably, if I get any at the gym today, I'd be surprised, but I also wouldn't be at the same time, because Terre d'Hermès, one of my favourite signature scents. I've had compliments of that at the gym before, and it's definitely got that DNA about it. So yeah, if of course we get any today, we'll bump it up to a 10. So workout done, I have to say, I can still smell the fragrance just as strong as when I arrived. It's real high quality this. I really think the florals now are starting to come through, just making that orange a little bit less earthy and just a little bit more spring summertime. I don't think it's going to have a problem surviving the shower. The only problem is I don't know if the showers are working again, so it may be a shower at home, but we'll make sure we do something, we'll test for longevity properly if we can't do it for the shower. But it'll be about 3 hours since I've had the fragrance, so once you see me next time, I'll give you a score on that. Moment of truth. Are they working? Yes. Yes, the showers actually worked. Literally, the sign's still on there to say it's out of order. And one of the people I speak to at the gym, he said to me literally 5 minutes before I went in there, the showers still aren't working. So that was a nice surprise that it actually did work. And my dad would be happy as well, because it means I don't have to waste the water at home and pay more rent. But it's time to smell my arms then and just test for longevity. It's been about 3 hours, 6 minutes past 12. Can I smell Lush Cocktail? Yeah, absolutely. It has toned down with that water. Probably the hottest shower it's been in ages, to be honest. They've been starting to get a bit faulty for a while. But it's probably about 65-70% there. And again, considering I was quite warm today, I was doing quite a lot of work, I had a couple of layers on, as you saw. That's not bad at all. I'm more than happy with that. So it's going to get you through the day. If you're just, you know, working, doing errands, doing all those sorts of things, it's going to have more than enough. You're not going to need to reapply this. And I think it strikes the right balance. It's not overpowering, and it's not going to be too cloying to the point you just want to wash it off by the end of the day. It smells quality. It's not synthetic to burn your nostrils. So I'm going to say for this round, it's got to be at least a 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for this one. I just think it's really pleasant. It hasn't gone horrible on my skin chemistry. It hasn't particularly changed. It's still that nice earthy orange. The spices may be worn off a bit, but I think that makes it more wearable, more pleasant for you and people around you as well. And the florals are really shining through. Now again, my opinion on this has probably improved over the course of this workout this morning, but I still stick with what I said at the start. I think if it just had that boozy note, that light, you know, just a liqueur sort of note, maybe an almond liqueur, it could have maybe just taken it over the edge for being very good to almost an excellent and almost faultless, and maybe a new signature scent for me. But the fact it's been around for sort of 22 years says it's obviously doing something right, and I think it's very hard to dislike this one. You may not love it, but I think it's very hard to hate this one, and that's always a positive with these scents. I don't think Lush would keep the fragrance this long if they didn't have plenty of statistics and data to back up that it's obviously very popular on the market. But that's just my own personal opinion as well, and again, fragrances are all subjective. I mean, would you trust someone wearing a hairband like this? Yes, I've put a hairband in because my hair's dropping over my eyes. I really do need a haircut soon. Anyway, let's get back and I'll give my overall thoughts and yeah, count up all the scores. Another workout is done. Left this morning at 7 o'clock. It's now 1:52 and I've done 41,698 steps, all while wearing this fragrance here by Lush. Lush Cocktail. Yeah, really interesting fragrance, and the overall score it got today was 41 out of 50, so it's a really good score, and I'm enjoying it more and more. The more I smell it, the more I like it, but I'll reiterate what I just said a minute ago. I just wish it had a little bit of a boozier note, just to take it to that little bit of a next level. But I don't think Lush really do boozy type fragrances. It's not really part of their DNA, to be honest with you, and that's absolutely fine. It's been around for a long time. It's got high quality about it. I think it justifies its price tag. I think the only thing I would find with this one for me is, obviously I'm a sporty person. It's not that sort of scent that maybe suits my personality too much. But I think this is going to be one of those fragrances that you don't buy for compliments, but you're going to get a lot of compliments. So even if you go, not really sure about this fragrance, not sure if I like it, I think by the end of it, you're going to love it, because I think so many people are going to say good things about it that you're just going to be like, I've got to get it again, because so many people just really like it. I know from my brother and my mum, they both really enjoyed this one. They've had it, well, my brother bought it for my mum, I think, a while ago. I think he's had this twice and he's really gone through it as well. It's got that quality. It's Lush have really tried with this one. You know, it says the perfume library here. It feels like they've really gone out to experiment and mix those together. I said Chelsea Morning was growing on me, that caramel citrus. I think this one's a better fragrance overall, and it probably does justify being that little bit more expensive. I would personally say, though, if you want this one, look on eBay. You can get it for sort of £50, £60. If you get it for that, I think you're getting a great deal. Certainly when you compare it to designers around that similar price range, I think this one is probably better than them. It's really good from Lush. It's a more serious scent. It's more of a step up. It moves away from the gourmands that you get in the body sprays, and you get a bit more quality. And it's got that timeless element to it. A bit of a throwback, retro type vibe, but it's certainly timeless. It doesn't smell dated at all. Yeah, I'm really tempted, if the price ever goes down on this one, to get this one myself. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one today. I'm going to go out for a walk in a minute. My brother, so I said I was going to do a layering video, a butter layering video today, but my brother had to go to Derby, so I'm going to actually do that another day. So I'm actually going to take another one of his fragrances. Again, I've spoken about it, but very briefly. Aqua de Parma leather. So yeah, I'm going to go for a walk in a minute, and I'm going to review that one on the usual 5 categories. So yeah, hopefully you'll see that one soon. You'll join me for it. So yeah, I'll catch you later.